нас в Омске. Я боюсь осквернить их своим невежеством и умонастроением. Все вайшнавы всегда очень приветливые. Многие обнимают меня, хотя я недостоин даже
All
смотреть на
Vaishnavas
них
in
одним глазом.
Omsk are so kind
Спасибо,
to me,
что
but I'm not
стараетесь вытащить из
deserving
океана
it at all. I
испражнения.
know that you are trying to take me out of this
И
ocean
спасибо вам, Владимир,
of
что вы
material
появляетесь где-то,
existence.
иначе как
Well, Vladimir,
попадать
thank
не
you very
поймете,
much
что вы появляетесь
that
и
you are
общаетесь с людьми.
actually
И преданные обязательно помогут
coming
вам.
because you need this
Они
help.
очень милостивы.
And
Они как Господь
devotees,
Читания.
obviously, they are so
Они
merciful,
больше ни
like
на
Lord
что не
Chaitanya. They will
оскверняются
give you a hand.
преданным. Как
Um,
Господь Читания обнимал
they,
Санатану
they are
Госвами.
they are not
Бандава Пратагармани.
contaminated by
И он не
your
осквернялся.
association. Don't worry about that,
Любовь не может просто
because
допустить такого, чтобы их
love
расы
um,
осквернились. Нет,
doesn't allow
не переживайте.
that. Don't worry about
Господь
that.
Читания все
Lord
устроит.
Chaitanya will arrange everything.
Если карантины эти все снимут, приезжайте.
If the
Панчатат ведь большой.
isolation will be
Там я очень
finished,
быстро
when
прочувствую
it will be
какой-нибудь
finished, you
8 часов.
should come to the Five Truths
Туда очень
house
интересно.
and
Пять истин от
just see
Панчататва.
Panchatattva.
Пять истин от
Panchatattva means
Панчататва.
five truths,
Господь вас обнимет там.
and Lord
Вы будете это чувствовать.
will embrace you there, and you will feel that.
Евгения Пестова. Харе Кришна.
Evgenia is writing,
Примите, пожалуйста, мои
Hare
поклоны.
Krishna,
Я
please
только
accept my
слушала
obeisances.
некоторые лекции по утрам,
I only heard
когда
a few
собиралась на
lectures in the
работу,
mornings while I
и
was
день
preparing
тогда
to go to
проходил
work,
просто
and then the
замечательно.
day would go so
Читала все.
wonderful. Japa would be so
Представляете, такая
easy.
маленькая-маленькая вещь
Imagine,
дает
such a
такое
little
вдохновение.
thing
Чуть-чуть
will
просто
give such
чуть-чуть.
a huge
И такое
inspiration,
вдохновение на весь день.
and then you
Дело в
will
том, что этот
be
марафон, он трансцендентный,
charged for the
полностью
whole day.
нематериальный,
So it's
полностью
another
духовный.
proof of the fact that this
Очень
marathon
удивительно.
is completely transcendental. It's not material at all. Thank you, Evgenia.
Татьяна Чернявская.
Tatiana is
Харе
writing,
Кришна, примите,
Hare
пожалуйста,
Krishna,
мои
please accept
поклоны.
my obeisances.
Хочу
I would
прославить
like to glorify
и отблагодарить всех
and
участников
thank all
организаторов
participants and
марафона,
all those
вас,
who organized marathon,
огромное
yourself,
спасибо.
then
Шрила
also
Прабхупада,
spiritual master and Srila
Господа,
Prabhupada, and of course
Господи.
the
Это
Lord.
великое
It's a
совместное
great
ягья
common
осознало
uh,
истинное
yagya
предназначение
that we do
чтения
together. And now I
Шрилы
realized
Прабхупады.
the real meaning of reading
Сегодня
books of
мы
Srila
получили
Prabhupada.
результат
Today I felt
совместного чтения
this result
группа
of
милосвященных
this
океана, где
reading that we do
купался Господь
together,
Баладама.
and I feel like I took a bath
Хочется
in the
делиться этим
water
опытом
of
с другими.
ocean where Sri
Слава
Goranga
Верховному
Mahaprabhu
Учителю,
was taking
который
it.
говорит,
So
читайте книги Прабхупады, Шрилы
all
Прабхупады,
glories to the
читайте
spiritual
книги Шрилы
master who is
Прабхупады,
all the time inviting
читайте
us
книги
to
Шрилы
read
Прабхупады.
books of Srila Prabhupada
Да,
3 times.
преданные, читайте
3
книги Шрилы
times he said.
Прабхупады. И тогда мы очистимся, омоемся, как в этом
And
океане,
then
как Татьяна
we will
пишет.
bathe in this ocean and we will
Да, говорится,
purify.
если вы вычитали свои круги, свои обязанности
So
выполнили духовные перед гуру, перед Кришной, и
they
стали
say
преданным
that if
Махамантры,
you completed
омойте свой ум, свой разум
your
чистым
vows
водопроводом
in front of
Владимира
Guru,
Прабхупады,
in
так
front of
говорится
Srila
Шрила
Prabhupada
Прабхупада.
by
Теперь омойте,
completing
омойте
your
разум
rounds,
Шрила Прабхупады свой. Ну, как бы
then
закрепите
you
теперь,
have to
очистите,
also
закрепите теперь эту чистоту. Иначе грешник
reveal
попадет
all the dirt by
в
reading
ад.
Srimad
Спасибо,
Bhagavatam.
Татьяна, вам.
Otherwise, the dirt
Инга
can stick
Сергеева.
again. Thank you.
Спасибо
Inga is
большое.
writing.
В
Thank you
первый
very
раз
much.
услышала читанию Чаритамриту
The first
прямо
time
сердцем.
I heard Sri Chaitanya
Поздравляем
Charitamrita
вас.
with my heart.
Как будто
Well,
у вас вдруг
congratulations. Now
возрождение появилось.
it's a new
Очень
birth
новое.
for you. You have a new birth.
Потом придет осознание глубины,
Then
конечно же,
you will, of
обязательно.
course, realize
Сердцем
later
это
on
почувствовала, да.
the depth of it.
Услышала сердцем.
But the fact that you heard it with your heart, it's wonderful.
Елена Сарбутова.
Elena is writing.
Извиняюсь, если
Uh,
ударение не туда поставил. Большая благодарность организаторам
great
марафона,
great
участникам.
gratitude to those who organized marathon, to
Почувствовала
the
семью
participants.
во главе с вами.
I felt a family spirit, and the head of it is Valmiki Prabhu. You know, The main head of the family is Srila Prabhupada, and we are in their family. We are running in their family.
От всех участников
From all the participants,
огромное спасибо за даршан Панчататвы.
thank you very much for the darshan of Panchatattva. Such a mercy, and we're happy. This was from all the participants. All glories to Panchatattva. They felt you, they took you as your family, they saw all of you, Panchatattva. And now you will not be able to hide from them. They will be with you till the end of this life to help you. Любовь is writing.
Ага, вопросы пошли.
Okay, now we have questions.
Расскажите, пожалуйста, подробнее о божествах.
Could you please tell us more in detail about the deities?
Ну все, здесь вопросы пошли, я так понял.
Okay, from now on I see that there will be questions. Prabhu is reading questions.
Подробнее, вы прям можете
Okay,
подробнее
you are asking for details. You know, it can take few days, the details of Panchatattva.
Давайте я прочитаю 3 вопроса следующих.
Okay, let me read three further questions.
Получится быстро, то
And if I manage to answer them, then I will speak a little about Panchatattva.
Есть любовь в разлуке.
There,
Сейчас появилась любовь в ожидании.
there is love in separation, and now you have to just wait a little. Camille is asking, how can you really understand that the deities are giving you signs, or when it's just a playground of the mind and illusion? For example, I see sometimes the different expressions of the faces, and when they are not happy with someone, I see the face of Lord Chaitanya is displeased, and so yes, I can see that you are very well understanding things. No, it's not the mind speculation, it's your heart. You know, the Lord is in your heart, the Lord is giving you vision. What you see is the Lord's mercy, and He can change it. Watch carefully. Experiment a little bit. For example, you saw some sign and you took it and you followed. So then you will see the realization will come if it was the case. And like this you won't make mistake. Otherwise what you described is valid. Natalia is writing. When I'm reading, when I'm chanting Mahamantra, I have the images coming from Chaitanya Charitamrita. For example, Lord Chaitanya is walking down the forest or washing the temple. Can I surrender to these images when chanting?
могли предаваться этим картинкам во время чтения мантры. Вы лучше внимательно слушайте
I
мантру.
suggest
Картинки
and
будут,
still
да,
recommend
все
that
нормально,
you still
медитация,
pay
она хорошая, она
attention to
будет
the
тоже
sound
прекрасная,
of
как
mantra.
трансцендентная.
And it's very good that
Гораздо
images
важнее
come,
вслушивайтесь,
but it's much more
слушайте в Святое
important
Имя.
to hear the
Это
holy
как раз
name.
Кришна.
Yes, because it's
Вспоминайте,
Krishna.
как Господь читание.
Um,
Он где-то слышал, он
remember how
говорил,
Lord Chaitanya,
Раманандадасу говорил, Сварупе
he
Дамадару Госвами, он говорил, ну пой что-нибудь,
he he
скажи
was he
что-нибудь.
would ask all the time his
То есть хотя бы почитай стих
associates
какой-нибудь.
Svarupa
То
Damadara
есть
or
другими словами,
Ramananda
говорит,
Rai.
говори
He
с
would ask all
звуком,
the
говори
time,
сюда.
could you
Потому что
read me
все, что мы
something?
можем
Could
видеть,
you
это
tell
может
me
несовершенным
something?
быть, но звук трансцендентный, он
Because
совершенный.
whatever we see
И он говорит, говори,
might
говори
be
быстрее.
imperfect still, but
Как,
what we
например, там
hear,
женщина
especially if
захотела,
it's
Господь читание,
transcendental
смотри, побежал сразу, даже не
sound.
видя ничего. Кто там просто
For example,
кричал.
once Sri
Трансцендентный
Chaitanya
звук, он
Mahaprabhu
легко
heard how
проникает
one
там.
Mataji was
Да.
singing and he would run there,
Если
he
мы здесь
wouldn't
говорим
see on
вода, мы не
his way
чувствуем
anything.
воду. Прабхупада такой пример
And
приводит.
Srila Prabhupada gave such a good
В
example.
духовном мире
When
вы
we are
тоже
in
скажете
material
вода,
world,
вы
if
вдруг
we
напились,
say word
чувствуете, воду
water,
пьете.
it
Воду
doesn't mean
когда
that we
пьете?
have water as an object in front of
Сразу раз
us.
напились воды.
But in spiritual world, it's not the case. It's actually the opposite. There,
Да,
the
да, это
word water
конфликт,
and the
это суть.
water itself is
Это то,
not
о чем вы
different.
думаете, значит, то, что вас волнует,
So,
вскрывается, это
if
хорошо.
you have images
Но
coming,
также
that's
вслушайтесь
good
в них.
because that means that
Тогда
this
эти
is
картины,
what
они начнут преображаться,
is
и
in
вы
your
поймете,
heart
что
right
это не
now.
только игры.
But to listen to
Найдете
the
вы видение
sound,
просто туда, поблизости с ним. И
it's
они реально,
it's
как
very
Кришна,
important
он во
because
всем это видел,
once
он
you
видел,
will
как они
have a
купаются
situation when
в
you will
озере Кришна с
enter
пастушками, как они
this
там
lilas.
кушают пастушки, да, как там. И
Y-
он это видит реально, это не
So
галлюцинация, он реально туда входит,
Lord Chaitanya
реально туда входит Кришна.
really
А так
sees
как время материальное, оно все
pastimes.
время останавливается, и
And you
кажется,
know,
что он видит.
material time,
И раз в себя
it
приходит, а
stops
там уже столько событий происходит. Он говорит, где я? Вы куда мне? Говорит, а что мне
for
делать?
that
Зачем меня
time.
вы вернули обратно?
And then
То есть
when
вот та
they
материальность
bring him
была,
back to
это
the
не
external
видно.
consciousness,
Господь читание
some time actually
в доме
passed.
Шиваса Такура со всей
Lord
Панчататвой, со
Chaitanya
всеми
in the house of
божественными
Shivas
близкими, они
Thakur
там
with
таскали
close
эту гамму,
associates,
пока не выпускали ее наружу.
they would
Пока при
have
начале этими киртанами.
katha and
И вот в
kirtans.
чем ценность,
And
почему
why
все злились на
it
них,
had such a
что не
value,
пускают туда еще камни.
and why people
Потому
were
что они все готовы к
envy
благочестию,
that
ради заслуг,
they
чтобы
couldn't
дойти к
enter
гуру Кришне
there.
Владимирами.
Why?
И
Because
многие
they
люди,
didn't have
которые
enough
тоже танцевали
piety
вот эти харинамы
yet
внутрь, ну как в
to
закрытом
have
зале,
to
да,
be present
танцевали это все. А
in
там
the
открывалось это
association.
пространство, этот портал
And when
открывался, и
when
прямо
they
перед
danced
ораторами
and
пам-пам ряд
within
видели.
this circle, close
Вот
circle,
передо
and
мной
when
духовное
they
место,
had
необыкновенное. Оно
kirtans,
вселенского
there
облика.
was like a door
Смотрите,
opening to
видели.
the spiritual
И
world,
все
and
вдвоем
Vrindavan
входили
would
туда и
manifest.
наслаждались играми
And they
Радхи,
would enter and they
Кришны,
would
пастушки.
enjoy the
Коровы, да,
pastimes of
Брахманы,
Radha
Нанда
Krishna,
Махарадж. То есть
of
представляете,
Nanda
они все
Maharaj
вот там
Yamuna,
переживали в танце.
the cows.
Внешне тело танцует, зритель
And
ловит, а
externally, you
сознание
just see the body who is
духовное.
dancing and some sounds
Поэтому,
going on.
когда вы читаете мантру, вслушивайтесь.
So
Да, будут
when you
какие-то
chant
ассоциации плавать.
mantra,
Но
try
это
to
просто
pay
как некий
attention to the
призыв, как ты
sound.
готовься, если хочешь туда войти, в эти игры.
So
Внимательно
images
слушайте
might
мантру.
come, but careful and attentive chanting is important.
Так, это Наталья вопрос задавала.
Okay.
Анастасия.
Now Anastasia is writing.
Слезы из глаз рекой, когда
I
закончили
have
читать.
tears
И не
pouring down
остановить их. Что
when we
происходит,
stopped
не
reading,
поймешь.
and I can't
Мое
stop
покорная
crying.
благодарность Шри Прабхупаде,
My greatest
учителям,
gratitude to the
всем
spiritual
организаторам,
masters, to
всем
Srila
участникам.
Prabhupada, to all
Вы
those
все
who
стали для
organized,
меня семьей.
to all
Это
the
будет
participants. You all have become
душевно-созидательным,
family to me,
невероятным,
and it is
ярким,
marathon
трансцендентным,
is very
красивым,
vivid, bright,
всепоглощающим,
absorbing,
наполненным и счастья, и грусти,
transcendental, with
энтузиазма,
all different
вдохновения.
emotions and
Внутри
nuance
трепет,
of
дрожь
happiness
собственного
and
многообразия,
sorrow, and
одиночества.
inside I'm trembling, and I cannot find the
Да, наша
words to
семья, вы прежде всего породнились.
express it. And
Господь Читание собрал нас вместе со Шрилой Прабхупадой.
yes, that's it. We are like a family here, and
Я
Srila
думаю, мы
Prabhupada
однажды все
gathered us.
встретимся.
I am sure that one day
Все
we
друг друга
will
увидим.
all see each other
Сейчас просто мы
one
знакомимся
day.
так, на
Now we are
расстоянии.
just meeting each other, and with the distance, of
Вместе мы
course,
что-то сделали.
and we've done something
Дай
together.
Бог, это все
And
закончится.
I
Мы
really
организуем
wish
такой
that
слет
we will organize the summit of all participants, and we will invite everyone. And then we will make some marathon at the place. Imagine, not even online. Online will be continuing for those who cannot come, because those will always exist. But majority, if they come, imagine we will be all together. We will all plunge and absorb. Thank you for these realizations.
Так, и последняя у нас. Наталья.
Natalia is writing, Hare Krishna.
Реализаций много.
I have so many realizations.
Знакомая преданная организовала группу для
Just the other day,
повторения Махамантры.
a devotee, a friend of mine,
Она же организовала
created a group for those who begin repeating, chanting Mahamantra, and then she also organized the lunch with dishes that were offered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'm trying to follow regulative principles, and I'm feeling the happiness. Welcome back, Natalia. Welcome home. Now you're back, so you have to stay. Don't run away. I'm very happy that you was introduced to the Mahamantra. So now you asked me to speak about Panchatattva in a little bit detailed way.
Они очень терпеливые.
They are very patient.
Они столько терпят.
They are,
Но я чувствую от них, что
and I feel from them
говорят, главное занимайся проповедью.
that they all the time ask, please, the most important is preaching. The rest is okay. It's not that much important. And so, and also they are not very peaceful. They are very not peaceful deities. You know, they came in a special way. First, Narasimhadev came. The Lord Narasimha came. I showed him to my spiritual master. My spiritual master was amazed with such a deity. And this Narasimhadev is now occupying a spot in the House of Five Truths. And when Guru Maharaj saw Narasimhadev, he said, very good, but this is not your main deity. Your main deity would be Panchatattva. And once he said that, just a little bit after, I was in Mayapur. We had a Harinama in Navadvip during Harinama tour. And we came to the temple of Vishnu Priya, the wife of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there we had a katha, and we had association, we prayed, we had prasadam, we received the sandals on our head of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we purified. And when we went out and we continued with Harinama, the moment we exited the temple, there was a little shop, Indian shop with lots of deities, so many different deities, small, big ones. And if the person is inexperienced, he would be lost without understanding where to put attention. So many deities. And before, I think I saw pretty much all the deities. I saw Shri Radha, Shri Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, Sita Devi, Lakshmana, Hanuman, Vladimir, Maharaj, Narasimhadev, Lord Shiva, Durgu Devi, Gornitai, Kali.
много-много разных. То есть
So
получалось,
many,
что
so
за это
many
время
different
долго-долго
deities I saw.
подороже видел, кого только не видел. Но Панчататву ни разу не видел
But you know,
вообще.
I never
То есть где-то
saw
Панчататва был.
Panchatattva
Просто их не
deities.
видел нигде.
I just never
Никто
saw
их не
them.
делал.
No,
По
no,
крайней мере, я не видел.
no one,
И вот мы вышли с храма Вишнупури.
nowhere. So
И
we
я
exited
продолжал
this
идти
temple,
киртан
and I
вести.
started leading the
Повернул
kirtan.
голову
Then I
к
just
ларьку.
turned my head to this
Я
little
повернул
shop,
голову, и первое, кого я увидел в этом
and the
огромном
first who
многообразии
I
вот этих
saw
всех
in all of this
духов,
diversity of
я увидел
deities, of
Панчататву
murtis,
эту.
I
И как я
saw
поднял голову,
Panchatattva.
пою дальше киртан, и думаю,
Then,
как это я увидел Панчататву.
then I was so surprised.
И я
I was
шел и
shocked.
думал, я
I
пел,
was walking,
думал, и думал, и думал.
singing, and
И
kept
вот когда мы
thinking
пришли
about
на
what I
причал,
saw.
уже сели
Then
на
we
причал,
already even
на тот берег, и мы
approached the
выходили.
river, and we already
Да, они
went to the
выходили из
boat,
сознания, они так
and they
продолжали
already.
смотреть.
mm, but they wouldn't leave my
Поэтому мы приехали
consciousness, my
туда,
memory.
через день нам пришлось уезжать в
Then we
Вриндаван.
came. Then it was
И они
actually
все не выходили
almost
с моего сознания. Мы
about. We
въехали в
had to leave
Вриндаван.
in one day.
И в
We
Вриндаване
already were in Vrindavan,
через
and
2 дня
in Vrindavan a few days,
приезжает
2 days
преданная
after, one
и
devotee
привозит
came,
эту панчататву сюда.
and she
И говорит,
brought
вот вам панчататва.
these
Прикинь,
deities,
ну то есть они сами их
these
взяли
murtis, and
и
she
привезли.
gave to Valmiki Prabhu, saying,
Представляете,
"Hello,
сумасшедшие.
this is for you. They want to come
Сам
to you."
Иркутский,
So them
они
from
привозят
Mayapur
их там,
and from Navadvip,
их там изготовили.
actually, they were made there,
Но установились они в
but
Вриндаване.
they were
Прямо посередине
installed,
Картики
invited in
оставался
Vrindavan in the
день
middle of Kartik,
нашего Харинам тура.
maybe 1 week before
И
our
они
Harinam
приехали
tour
в
was finished.
гостинице, встали просто. Я
And
смотрел
so
на
they
них
came
каждый
to
день,
this
думаю,
hotel,
как вообще,
and
что это,
I was staring at them.
устанавливать.
I
Потом я
was not
почувствовал, что
understanding
они
how
мне
to
говорят,
install them, and then I felt that
тебя
they
можешь не
said,
устанавливать, мы уже установили.
they said to me, you don't have to
Я
install
говорю,
us,
слушай,
we are already
они
installed.
говорят, ну все равно установи,
But then
чтобы не было потом
I
вот этих
understood
случаев, что
that
мы
it's
хотим
better
только сделать открытие, а дальше как
still
будет.
to
Помните, там
install
как раз
them.
там был.
And
И
my
последний
spiritual
день
master was
Картики,
there, and the last day of Kartik
Бишма Панчику,
in
5
Bhishma
дней вот этих
Panchaka,
Панчик, это, значит,
5 days
дни,
Panchaka,
посвященные Бишмадеву.
5 days dedicated to Bhishma
И
Dev.
я постился
I was fasting,
на 5 продуктах короны, 5 килограмм.
just a little bit,
И я взял один из них Гавардхана большой.
5 products of the cow in the
Весь
morning.
Гавардхан я пел, и Гуру Махарадж, я сказал,
And we
что
were
это
making a parikrama of Govardhan.
он подошел и сказал,
And after my Guru Maharaj came and
ты
said,
умудрился весь Гавардхан петь Харинам.
how could you sing
Я вот
Harinama
не спел ни.
all the way
И
of
я во время
Parikmara,
этого времени,
Govardhan
в третий
Parikrama?
день, по-моему,
And I
было,
said, I don't know, by
с 4
mercy.
на 5
And
день,
it was already 4th day, I didn't eat, so it was 5th day.
закрытие
It
Харинама
is
тура вместе
the
Картики
ending
и
of
всех
Harinam
собравшихся
tour,
здесь
the end of the
лиц, о
Chaturmasya,
которых периодически описывал
these 4 months,
Чайтамрите.
the end of
Когда
Kartik.
бенгальцы приходили к Господу
It's
Чайтамрите, помните,
when Bengalis would come
последние
to
6
the
вот эти 4
Lord
месяца, Чатурмаса
Jagannatha.
называется.
Um,
Последний день Картика
and
самый
so the
сильный.
last day of Kartik is
Он
the
там
most powerful.
посвящен Господу
And it
Дамадару.
is dedicated to the Lord
И вот там этот
Damodar.
последний день
And
надо
it's the
устроить
last day, and
мероприятие,
we
и вот
have to
сердце
make this
почувствовало. В этот день установили
fast.
Панчататтву. И мы
Sorry, feast.
совместили с организаторами,
And
совместили
so
конец Харинама
we
тура, конец Бишма Панчики
combined with
и
those who
начало
organized
жизни
the end of
Панчататвы. То
Harinama
есть они были
tour, the
установлены.
end of
И
Kartik,
Гуру
with
Махарадж
the
даже тоже
beginning
этот преданный ролик какой-то
of installation of
посмотрите,
Panchatattva. And
установку
and Guru Maharaj also
тура
was
для
present.
преданных
There were
сам
so
этот
many
праздник,
devotees
установку Панчататвы.
who came to this
Это
installation,
было в
and it
2012
was in
году.
2012.
Для кого-то был конец света, все ждали, вот для
And
нас он
for
конец
someone
света.
was
Панчататтва.
waiting back then for the end of the world, but for us,
И после
Panchatattva came.
установления, после Абхишеки,
And after
Панчататтвы,
Abhishek, after this
уже всех
installation,
накормили, все
everybody already was,
мероприятия, всех
after
накормили, организаторы,
prasadam,
все там побывали.
everybody already, everything is finished.
И
And
я жил на первом этаже,
I was living at the first floor
перед вами вот это огромное
in
окно во
the
дворе,
hotel
на котором все это
Bhakti-Dham,
мероприятие было.
and
И матушка Гаурачандрика
and
пела там,
Mother Gaurachandrika was also singing
Гуру Махарадж
Kirtan, Guru Maharaj was singing.
Панчататве рассказал о важности Панчататвы.
So
И потом
the lecture was
все
given about
поели,
importance of Panchatattva. Then there was
все поели. И это
a
все,
feast,
весь пир, у
Charinamrita.
меня в комнате, все, весь пол был заставлен ведрами.
So everything was in my room because to feed people you have to have these big buckets,
Устанавливать и проводить ритуалы
and
разные,
I needed to put to make
вот.
abhishek and
И когда это все
different
закончилось,
rituals. And when
все
everything was
разошлись, и
finished,
уже
everybody already was gone. It was already like 11 at night.
все, никого нету,
No
и
one was
один
there, and I
лежу
was
на
alone,
полу
laying on the floor
возле своего номера,
in
это
my room
гостиничного,
over the hotel.
и куча ведер разных,
And
это все
all the
слито,
buckets
все пустое, все, ну все, как ну
are
как обычно,
empty,
вот это все, когда все заканчивается, все туда сносили, складывали, это
and
все
they just stalked around me.
я лежу, и возле меня стоит
And I'm laying and
ведро черенамриты.
next to
А до
me
этого
there
я
is
нервничал,
a bucket of
не
Charinamrita, and me, I still didn't break the fast,
эти все 5 дней, вот это у меня
5 days
все
fast,
и
So I
все
didn't
как
eat
намокрыло,
during this
много
day
ответственности
of
всякой
the
организационной.
feast.
И там и лекции, и вот эти, ну, много чего просто
There
было.
was
Я
so
лежу,
much
и я
that
чувствую, что я без тела, и Панчататва стоит уже
and so
установленная.
I'm laying and I'm
Я
feeling that
думаю,
I'm not this
надо выпить
body.
из поста теперь.
And so now I feel that okay, probably I have to break the
Честно вам
fast.
скажу, я выпил где-то 2 литра
And I,
черенамриты.
I, I probably
Просто пил, пил,
drank
пил и пил, и пил.
2
Потом я
liters
пил,
of
и пил, и пил.
Charinamrita. 2
Где-то в
liters
течение,
maybe.
может быть, не знаю, минут 40,
About 2
может быть,
liters.
часа я пил вот
Maybe
эти 2 литра
40 minutes or
черенамриты, я
60
сидел,
minutes
и я
I,
устал
I,
совершенно.
I was drinking
Закончился
Charinamrita,
закончился
and
храм,
then I just was fell
закончился
down and fell
день
asleep.
дискотанчика, так
And
закончилось все это.
like
Вот
this,
Панчататва, и
Kartika
я
finished
его не
for me.
уложил спать.
And I didn't put
Это вот что вот
Panchatattva
первая их
to
ночь,
bed.
они не были уложены спать, они вот остались
The first night
вот
they remained
танцующими вот этими в
dancing
экстазах
from the
одиночества, только
ecstasy.
и я там возле них. И я понял, что они теперь никогда не спят.
And since then I
Все
understood
глубокие,
that they actually, the deities that never sleep, even though every day now I put them to bed, but I feel that in their pastimes they just never sleep. They're like in adventures, they like spontaneous things going on. They are organizing so many things. You will have to follow their will. You don't have any excuses. They're so transcendental, and the mood is there of the Lord Nityananda, of Avadhuta mood. So he is not caring at all for any rules. Because we started traveling with Harinama tour ever since then, and no matter which city we would come, we would organize a little program, and Panchatattva would allow all newcomers to put abhishek on them. Normally, it's not recommended because where Mlech has we sometimes drunkards, sometimes drug addicted people. We saw so many people just totally inappropriate to put abhishek. So even the homeless people and simple people and saint people and renounced people and yogi and politicians, military people from the government even. So one time we had a literally person wearing military clothes with his wife and child. It was in Himalayas, and he came and he also asked, can I make abhishek as well? And we said yes. So lots of powerful people from the government structure also would come. There is one very famous temple which is called, what's the name? It's situated near Loy Bazaar. Radha Banki Vihari temple. It's very famous in Vrindavan. It's actually similar, famous to Krishna Balaram Mandir. So, and the temple Krishna Balaram is the best, of course. It has lots of people usually. Okay, but the temple president of this temple near Lord Bazaar is Mataji. And and so apparently she received some mercy, because I remember one day we were having Abhishek and she just learned it somehow, even though we didn't advertise it at all. Probably Krishna in the heart was navigating her, and she came, and we did not know who it was. Just a woman came, so she made Abhishek with us. She made a donation. She thanked, and then she told anyone she told someone that she was actually from this temple and that Krishna guided her here. So yes, this Panchatattva, they gave such a big mercy, because imagine people would make Abhishek and immediately they would receive Charinamrita after, and also books of Prabhupada. So this is their style of preaching. They don't sleep. They don't have time to sleep. They just want to serve. They want to preach. And it lasted for some years, and then they created the Harinama tour in Europe. And first entering to Europe,
Поэтому А так как это место Шивы, Омкар Шивадхам, ну, Окунева, и он каждый год, что-то он лет 10, каждый день на маршрутке ездил, возил людей туда-сюда. За один день он ездил в Омск и приезжал сюда. Он сюда. Раз в день он успевал. Утром уезжал отсюда где-то в 6 утра, помню. И к вечеру он привезет меня, я здесь встречу. И он когда поехал сюда, почему-то не приехал в этот день. Он приехал только на другой день. На другой день приехал, он в этот день в Омск даже не поехал, на другой день в
So now
Петроград.
it's the story how
Он приехал,
the
я подошел к
deity
нему, он
of
прям
Shiva
сюда
was
прям доехал.
received.
Он
It
сюда
it
никуда не
came with
доезжал,
a
там
truck.
остановка в
The
центре, он
driver
поехал.
came
Я говорю, там
here,
что-то передали.
and he
Вчера
told
не
me,
смог
you know,
приехать. Я говорю, что-то случилось?
yesterday,
Не знаю,
yesterday
никогда со мной такого не было.
I
Ехал,
couldn't
ехал,
come.
уже всех развез.
Normally it was
И
strange, really,
тут почему-то захотел
because
поехать в лес.
no,
Уехал в лес по какой-то дороге лесной.
I
Он
would
уехал
go.
глубоко в лес. Туда и там уснул, и там
I
переночевал.
fell
Он
asleep in the
пробился.
forest, and I slept in the forest all alone, even though he has a house nearby, 10 kilometers from here. And I do not know why I would go to this forest. There is some weird force that would pull me to this forest, and I would follow this force. And then I came to you only next day. So like this we received Lord Shiva. I believe that Lord Shiva just wanted to have a darshan with his loyal ones who live in the forest. And so when the Lord Shiva has such a mood of destruction, and he destroys ignorance, the false ego. Okay, and so Panchatattva traveled through the whole Europe, and each Harinama was even better than the previous one. The first one was amazing, but each following was better than the previous one. And of course, I'm very thankful to them, but then I cannot forgive myself because sometimes I do such a like I don't have powers to follow the strict rules of admiration, but they're so patient with me. Sometimes I would be so exhausted that I would forget them somewhere. For example, I needed to go once to the airport in Krasnodar, and I was in a hurry, and I was going to the airport, and I already left 30-40 kilometers, and here my mom calls, and she says, oh, you forgot your laptop, but I'm in the car with my laptop. And so my mom calls and she says, you forgot your laptop. And I said, no, I have my laptop. And then I start realizing, but here there is a bag with a laptop. And I realized that I forgot Panchatattva. I was so shocked that I forgot my deities, that they're not important to me. I forgot like there is such stuff. And I tell her, mother, please pick up this bag and come, take any car, and come and come to the airport. And she told me after, I went out to the street, and here all of a sudden some car comes and says, and the driver says, it's the person whom I know. He says, oh, do you want to drive? And do you need something? And she said, yes, I need. And then we would come because it means that I could be late to the flight. But in the end, it was fine. She brought them. Also, I see that they can be fine to go somewhere else for a while. If I have some flights and a lot of preaching, and someone else can take care of them. And then also they opened the House of Five Truths. So this Panchatattva, this is that I worship, they opened the House of Five Truths with big Panchatattva. So they really arranged everything. They arranged the farm. They would stay there, and the devotees would worship them till they install the big deities. And even with big deities, they still would be there. And so many devotees have realization. One Mataji in France. This Harinama was in Germany, but this Mataji is from France, and during Harinama she saw how Nityananda manifested in a huge size, and how he just poured the mercy. She really saw this big Nityananda, white colored with blue clothing garments, and how he would pour mercy. And lots of things were going on with these deities. I'm sure that they will keep doing so many miracles. And this marathon, they organized it. I feel that. And lots of devotees serve them by sending them gifts, by making donations, by the second I have a project in my head for which we need some expenses. Or when we need something for the cows, I just have this emotion in my heart that yes, we need it, but I feel shy to ask from them. Maybe it's my pride, but they don't ask for me to ask. They don't wait, for me to ask. And they just make things happen, and we receive what we need. And these are the kings of Kali Yuga. It's their time, their Yuga, and they're governing. They are the main persons now. All the demigods, all the demons, all the Rakshasas, they want to serve them. So they were here during all this marathon. They would listen carefully to all the pastimes. So, in short, I told you something about their mercy. I introduced them to you now shortly. They gave so much darshan to the people who are materialists in the airports. One time they were checking, and there are metal detectors. And so they wouldn't allow me to take them. But Valmiki Prabhu was defending. He was saying, "Why no? I'm flying all the time. Okay, we have such a rule. You cannot." There was an argument going on. So crowd of people was around, gathered, and they couldn't pass because of that. Everybody was nervous. The airport people also were nervous. So I already opened them, took them out from my bag, and everything is going around them.
пропускная вот эта система идет. И потом
and then
я уже взмолился, говорю, ну не знаю,
and
я
then
говорю, ну
I
почему вы не
prayed
можете? Он говорит,
inside of my
и
heart,
он прям
and I
сидит, так
said,
берет Адвайта-ачарью, так берет его прям,
and then he took Advaita Acharya.
достает его, и
He
людям
took them
говорит,
out.
посмотрите, им же уже
Look
не
at him.
похож на человека в самолете.
He said, this worker said, you could kill with this statue the person in a plane. In the plane, and he took Advaita Acharya. And Valmiki was saying, are you crazy? I am priest, I am monk. I will not kill anyone. Are you understanding what you are saying? And so people did not know which side to take. When he was arguing, saying that this is the law, they were understanding it. But then when I was saying, they would agree. And so there was really a long argument, around 15-20 minutes. And then I said, Panchatattva, if you want to go to the luggage, you know, you are in the heart of every living entity. You are in the heart of this person. Why don't you inspire him from the heart? Because they started already to say that they will take out Valmiki Prabhu from the flight. And then there was a program plan, the devotee would wait. Valmiki started to be desperate and pray, Panchatattva, if you want to go in the luggage, what can I do? You can go. Here they don't let you go. Or change his mood. And the second I prayed, he switched this person, and then he said, okay, take them, okay, and then go. But the last time. But actually it was just their lila in order to attract attention of people. In India, in Delhi, we were passing also through this control, and usually they allow, and here but here it was interesting, because in Delhi they would treat it like this. They would say, take out your murtis, and he said, what, you haven't seen murtis? And they said, no, we just want darshan. And you know, I said, if they get out of there, the Harinam will happen here. They will organize it. And the worker says, no worries. And then I start taking them out through this control. And then I see how suddenly a person approaches with mridanga, and then another person takes out karatala. And then Rasikananda Prabhu took out the flute. He took out the flute, and all of that was spontaneous. It happened spontaneously. Everybody was inspired from the heart. And so imagine the Harinam just self-organized and all controlling all the control were just watching us. And we would sing there 5 minutes, and then this person who worked said, okay, thank you very much, but now we have to continue work, so you can go further. So we were they let us pass. So I do not know if I revealed enough details for you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. And we are almost running out of our time. Okay, but I see that there is one question appeared. Or maybe realization. It was deleted. Okay. We will have one more meeting today. Tomorrow we will have a class, Chaitanya Charitamrita class in the morning, and then there will be a closure. And today there will be questions and answers. And in the evening we will read recapitulation of Chaitanya Charitamrita, because in each book there are some illustrations. So we have a certain image, and everywhere you will find first Srila Prabhupada, and then there are some illustrations, different temples, different places which are described in this particular book. So this is Ramananda Rai. Then Lord Chaitanya showed his form. Yes, and so we decided to make such a overview through all the books of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And now devotees made a compilation, and this evening, when we're supposed to have normally we're supposed to have a reading, but instead of this reading we will revive all Chaitanya Charitamrita with these illustrations, and you will see it in your computer screen. And so you will have the full picture, and we will make like a slideshow, like a little parikrama. So thank you very much. Thank you for this marathon. We will never be able to repay each other. It's a huge Mahayagya, reading the holy scriptures for the benefit of the whole world. I wish that everyone has the peace in their hearts. I wish that everyone is happy. Everyone to have peace, and everyone to be happy. Till the next time we see each other today. Thank you very much, everyone. Have